Welcome to Friday night's video. Before we start our actual production, there's one last thing I want to discuss. That is, well, actually a few different things. And they are organization, cleanliness, positive vibes and having a positive attitude, and creating a comfortable environment to function in and work in. This may sound obvious, but it really isn't. It's something you need to take into consideration. A prime example of something organized and cleanliness, the side of my desk here, that it's dirty, it's dusty. I've got a few things on there, and they're not even organized, and the notes are messy, and it's unorganized, unclean, and it has a negative psychological effect. And you want to take that, because I cleaned that up and organized it and get it all cleaned up, that has a positive effect. I've got a nice, clean, organized environment with nice, clean notes and da 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 da. That's a very simple example, but it's very true. And with that example, that you look around, and trying to apply that organization and cleanliness to yourself, to your notes, to your notebooks, to your environment, to your equipment, and everything else that you're dealing with, your entire production, clean and organized. It's something you really need to take consideration and start looking at how clean and organized you are and how clean and organized your environment is. That doesn't mean it has to be completely sterile like a hospital or something, but having it clean and organized is going to have a positive psychological effect on yourself and the people you're working with. And really take that into consideration and work on it and really evaluate it. The next thing is positive vibes and having a positive attitude. Always try to keep a positive attitude, trying to find something positive in something, and try to inject positivity into all situations as best as possible. Even if it's a negative a situation, try not to inject negativity into a negative situation. Try to inject positivity into a negative situation. That way you don't have two negatives fighting with it, because two negatives will attract each other, and then you'll have a big negative problem, rather than you trying to fight negativity with positivity, whether it's in your own head, the environment, the production, people in the production, or whatever. Keep a positive attitude and try to inject positivity. Be helpful, be considerate, be supportive, all those things. Think about it, and it all wraps into the positive vibe thing, that you're trying to create a positive vibe of yourself and trying to project that onto the people around you and trying to get them as a positive vibe while they work through your production. Not just yourself. If you're just working yourself, it's just as pertinent to get that positive vibe happening on you and injecting positivity and trying to keep yourself pumped up, or them around you pumped up. It's a huge thing. Really think about what that is, being a positive individual and creating a positive vibe and a positive aura. Hopefully that doesn't sound too, weird or something, because it's true. If you really sit down, what is a positive vibe? I'm helpful, I'm supportive, I'm cool, I'm laid back, I'm not all over you also. I give you your space when you need your space, but I'm also supportive when you need it, and I keep a really good eye out for when I need to be those things, and being helpful, considerate to everybody, the coffee guy and the producer from Sony, I don't care, that you be that positive vibe and that positive attitude. Does that make sense? It's going to do wonders for your production, and I'm telling you, and your business if you're running a business. So really take a look at that and work on it, and really analyze that, and do some introspection, outrospection to your environment, and work on it. And the next thing is creating a comfortable environment. There's a couple different aspects to that. First is just plain ass comfortability. You got a comfortable chair. It is a comfortable chair. It's not hard and messy. It's not, does that make sense? It's comfortable. That's, a comfortable environment. That's part of it, that it's comfortable. Things in it are comfortable. And the other aspect of that is that part of that positive vibe, positivity thing, is it's a positive environment and it's a comfortable environment. Sometimes that can very much be a very inert couch that really doesn't have any flamboyant voice of its own, but it's clean, it's organized, it's comfortable, and I can set a positive vibe on it because it's not going to reflect negativity on you in its own way, shape, or form. And it's a comfortable couch. And that sometimes you can push that sometimes, which everybody, if you're in music, you're probably going to push it anyway, so don't worry, everybody does, and they've got their own whatever it is studio, you know. I mean, there were some times my place looked pretty wild, bro. I'm telling you, because you know I can make my studio and want to jump paint the walls purple, little star lines everywhere. Yeah, dude, this is cool, you know. So that's okay, but just remember of the positivity and create a comfortable, positive environment for them to be in, because with your positivity and them being comfortable environment, I mean there's nothing on your walls, posters, sayings, and other stuff that makes them feel uncomfortable because of what it's saying, rather than being a positive thing that there's no way they can object to that, because it'll reflect on you how they see you, and you're going to look at it every day and it's going to affect you, you know, having you to be looking at something negative all the day or something that makes you uncomfortable. And so really take that in consideration, that your environment, making it comfortable physically and mentally for yourself and the people around you, of good, comfortable environment. Because with all these things done, and you've really taken all these things into consideration, that this is going to have a huge sociological impact on yourself and the people that come see you, just by making sure those things happen as best you can. And never underrate that, because you can be the best producer, the best audio engineer, the best music writer in the world, but if that stuff's a mess and that stuff ain't functioning, there's a good chance you're going to end up having problems, and you will eventually not be that type of a, you know, great producer, music writer, or whatever, because of that having a negative impact on you and the people you're working with. So, you know, really work on that, because as much as all this other stuff is important, that is going to have a huge impact on you, on whether or not you keep going and you keep trying, because sometimes you're going to fall down. Sometimes you're going to have problems, maybe. Sometimes you're going to have this, that, the other thing. And that all that stuff, making sure that's part of your environment before you ever do anything, that it's going to be helpful. Trust me. So really work on that and take that into consideration, you know, before you ever start a project. And, you know, as you're looking around, start working on that and thinking about it, so that you have those things happening in a real positive way around you, to make your production a much more pleasant, positive experience. So peace, hope, love. I hope you enjoyed the video. In the next video, we are going to start out in actual recording. We're going to get set up for recording. We're going to talk about getting ready for it. I'm actually going to go through the whole process basically from a notebook, and then I'm going to give some examples. So get ready, and we're basically ready to start the production. I certainly hope you took these first few videos and really sat down and considered these things that I was talking about before we get actually into production, so that you can be much better equipped, and mentally and physically, and your environment a much better place for you to do a good production. Peace, hope, love. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video.